Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far, and today it is a monthly favourites. Again, we're already at the end of May and I have a few select products, favourites from the month to share with you. So without further ado, let's get started. So as always, I'm starting with the non-makeup items, and this dry shampoo came into my life this month and rocked my world. This is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day dry shampoo. I live for a dry shampoo. I'm a working mother and I'm lazy. So for those many reasons, I need a dry shampoo. I need one that works. I need one that's quick and easy, that smells beautiful. That's pretty much all I ask for from a dry shampoo. Also, I have dark hair, so dry shampoos, if they're going to leave grey residue, will really show up on darker hair. So this one is perfect. The smell, oh, it's beautiful. It just smells like a beautiful perfume. So on the hair, it's just gorgeous. It really actually lasts, which is the thing I noticed about this one in comparison to some other dry shampoos I've used and not loved as much, is, you know, you can use it on your hair and then the next day your hair is greasy again, whereas this one actually works on the hair. It just doesn't cover up the grease and the grime. It actually gets rid of it. So the next day it's still fresh, and then you don't need to use it every single day and just cake your hair in talc. Basically, it really does work. It feels light, it doesn't leave a residue. It does turn your hair grey to begin with. I will spray all through my hair, all through my roots at least, and then leave it for a few minutes, then massage it through. It's very easy to get rid of the residue. It smells delightful and it lasts, which is just all I asked for. So I received a package from FAVES, which is a skincare brand, because they were arriving at Boots. Boots is a huge drugstore here in the UK, but they do stock a lot of high-end luxury makeup brands as well as more affordable brands. It feels like they're trying to go for the Sephora market here in the UK. That's kind of the direction they appear to be heading in. They're getting new brand after new brand every single week, and I am here for it. And one of the latest brands to arrive was FAVES Skincare. So they sent me a package with some of their products to try to celebrate the fact that they're arriving at Boots here in the UK. And this is the first product I got to try from the brand. I keep all my skincare, I get a lot of skincare sent to me, and I try to use it in the order it's arrived so that, you know, for shelf life purposes. And so I've only got to dig into the cleansing balm, and I love it. I love it. I'm not really one for a cleansing balm. I've never really loved a cleansing balm before, these sort of solid looking balms. I love the MAC Cleanse Off Oil. That's kind of my go-to, the cleansing oil. I've tried the Clinique cleansing balm and also the Drunk Elephant one, and I didn't really get on well with either. They leave too much residue and they're just too thick, and I just don't find them as effective as the oil that I preferred. This one has changed the game. This one is gunning for my MAC Cleanse Off Oil. I love it. It has a very like medicinal smell to it, so that's just the one thing to know. I really like the smell. It smells very spa-like to me, but some people might not. It doesn't smell like flowers is what I'm saying to you. You use a tiny amount. I just scrape some out, a really small amount, massage it in. It doesn't leave like a thick film on the skin, which I feel like some of these things do. It just goes on and it's very, very thin, but it's magical at getting everything off. I really did not think once I felt the texture that this was going to get all my mascara off. I wear a lot of mascara and it did easily, and it also sleuths off very easily, which is again another thing I haven't previously liked about cleansing balms versus oils. I feel like the oil, as soon as the water hits, everything just jumps off your face magically. Whereas cleansing balms, I feel like they just kind of take a bit of working off. Not this one, it just works exactly like my Cleanse Off Oil. As soon as the water hits it, everything is just jumping, leaping with joy off of my face and into the sink, and I'm really enjoying it so far, so I'm very grateful I got to try it. Thank you. Next up, a fragrance, the fragrance of the month for me. So rumour has it we're moving into spring and summer here in the UK, but I haven't seen much evidence of that so far. It's been very, very rainy and cold here. I've still had heating on towards the end of May. I don't know what to make of this, but you know, hotter weather is coming around the corner. We've got a heat wave coming. That's the rumour. That's what people are saying. I don't know. That's the word on the streets. So I struggle with fragrances in the spring and summer because my go-to typical type of scents and perfumes are very thick, rich, warm, spicy, sexy. That's what I go for fragrances. I love notes like tobacco, like honey, liquor notes, cognac, things like that. So not typical hot weather friendly fragrances, shall we say. So those are my kind of favorite fragrances to wear. So in the spring and summer, in the daytime, a lot of those can become too much, a bit cloying. They can just become too heavy for that hot weather, as that tends to amp up fragrances on you. You know, florals and citrus fragrances are kind of what people recommend, or typically we see classed as spring summer fragrances, and that's just not my cup of tea. Okay, they don't tickle my pickle. You know what I'm saying. This one from Montale, so this is Oud Melody, and this I received, or I chose in my haul from Love the Sales, because I love Montale fragrances. They perform very well on me. I'd had a few samples before and I was very intrigued to try this one because it was so different to anything I had in my collection, and it is perfect for me for spring and summer because it is lighter than what I typically wear, and it is much more in that spring and summer category. It's not as thick and heavy and rich and spicy, but it still has the vibe that I like and I love. So I'm not having to just wear a floral that really isn't me and not what I like just because it's summer. This actually fits with me, with what I love, and it has those notes that I am drawn to, but it's lighter and fresher and easier going on the nose for the summer months. So yeah, if you're looking for that type of thing, if you like the same type of fragrances that I do, but you need something lighter and easier on other people as well as yourself for spring and summer hotter months, then definitely get your nose on this one. Next up, a product that has changed the game for me, changed my game, and a product that I am committed to now for life, forever, and it is the Revitalash Lash Serum. I ummed and ahed about talking at all about this on my channel because I guess it's a little controversial, this product. So what I'm going to say is, do your own research. I'm here to tell you about my experience, but I did a lot of reading. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, pro and against eyelash serums in general, and made my own decision based on my own preferences, feelings, concerns. I did a lot of due diligence for myself, and I would strongly say to you to do the same. Watch the videos, read the pros and cons, read the risks, read side effects and things like that people have experienced, and decide for yourself whether or not it's going to be for you. That's my advice. So I decided I wanted to try a lash serum. You guys know, you've been here a while, I have very good natural eyelashes, but I just wanted to see how good could they get? How much better could they possibly be? That's what I wanted to know. And I asked you guys on my Instagram, I did a poll. Do any of you use a lash serum? Have you got one that you would recommend to me? And Revitalash was the one that came out on top. I also had people telling me that I was going to lose my eyes, that I was going to go blind, and all of the above. So as I said, again, do your own research, make your own decision, as I did. You know, I am a grown woman. I can do my own reading. I can make my own decision. I would strongly suggest you do the same for you. You guys recommended this one. I did a lot of reading and research, and then I picked up I think this one is supposed to be, it's the middle size, I think. So it's a 2 to 3 month supply. I picked this up, probably started using it a couple of months ago, and for I'd say like 8 weeks, there was really no change that I could visibly see. What I started noticing about the 8-week mark was that when I put mascara on, it suddenly looked amazing and my lashes looked much better, much bigger. I think the reason is because the tips of your lashes get very fine, and I don't tint mine, so you can't really see them until you apply mascara. It's very hard. I've been trying to take progress pictures before and after to show you the difference. They really just don't do it justice as to how much better my lashes have got. Suddenly I hit like the couple of month mark and they just took off, and they're like, every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, they're getting bigger and bigger, and it's, if anything, slightly alarming. But I mean, I'm sure you can see today my lashes are absolutely bigger, thicker, longer than they have ever been. They also feel really soft and strong as well. Like they feel firmer to the touch, and yeah, they're just, I'm very impressed. I will definitely be repurchasing this one lasted, so this is the, how many mils do we get? 2 mil, and it has, I'm on about maybe week 10, I'd say, and I think I'm starting to need a new one, so it does last exactly as long as they say. I used this exactly, I was very diligent how I used it, where I applied it, how often I applied it, etc. I watched videos, I did exactly to the letter of what they said to do, and I haven't had any problems, but that's not to say that you wouldn't. So like I said, please do your own research. For me, it's been incredible. So on the same vibe, these are the lash curlers, the brand new lash curlers from Rephr. I don't think these are like fully available yet. I think they're coming very soon to buy, but I got mine about a week ago, and I've never used a lash curler before, not properly. I think I had one when I was a teenager, and I never really felt like I needed it. My lashes have a lot of lift and curl anyway naturally, so I've never needed a lash curler. But having started using the Revitalash, my lashes now are getting really curly and a little bit wayward. They're going willy-nilly about the place, especially as I tend to sleep on my sides, sometimes roll over onto my front. I can wake up and, you know, when your eyelashes are a bit smushed and they're just all over the shop. I don't even know where they're going. Where are you off to, lashes? These have been, for that purpose, amazing. They just, you know, a few little jiggedy pokeries with one of these, and everything is much more uniform and pointing in the direction I'd like them to go, you know, all in one nice direction up, rather than like, which is what they've been doing recently since they just got out of control with the Revitalash. So these, I love them, very comfortable. They were really terrifying for me to use the first couple of times because I've just never used them before, and I felt like my eye was in a cage. I felt like my eye was in prison. Is that just me? Quite terrifying, but they don't pull on my lashes. It's not painful, and no issues with that whatsoever. It was very gentle, and I just felt like it was very simple, quick and easy, just to make sure my lashes were nice and even and all kind of, yeah, going in a uniform direction is what I'm trying to say. They are also super sexy. That black and red, here for it. I mean, as sexy as I guess an eyelash curler could get. You be the judge. So next up, these liquid lip colours from MAC. These are the Love Me liquid lip colour. I have really fallen in love with this nude. This is Feel Me, and it's just, so these are not dry down liquid lipsticks, don't worry. They aren't the ones that give you, you know, the type of lips I'm talking about. This is the shade Feel Me. These are just ideal for masks and for like long days. They wear beautifully, but not drying, not crisping up, not ripping lips right off your face, not sucking the life's blood out of you. They are comfortable, they don't dry down, they stay a sort of satin finish, lovely opaque, one swipe coverage. They're just a joy and a treat. This is definitely my favourite colour. The brights maybe I'll fall more in love with during this more summer, spring months, whenever they're coming. Like I said, we're having a delay, apparently. Please wait 4 to 6 weeks before complaining. And yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. I wear it all the time for long days out, children days out, because it's just not messy. And although they aren't transfer proof, they are less messy than like a gloss or something like that. And they just wear really, really nicely, and really, they are... And they are long wearing is what I'm trying to say to you. But yeah, really like them. The packaging is really cute. Perfect, like I said, for like mask wearing, long days out, meals, things like that. Another lip colour I picked up this month was one of the new Burberry Kisses lipsticks. This is the shade Bright Coral. I used this in my latest Get Ready With Me, and it did have a little fight with my eye look because I did a Zendo eye look. So I felt like it was all just too much for me because, you know, I am a colour wimp. But a lot of you were saying I like the combo. So, you know, I'm just wrong. I'm loud and wrong, and I'm so sorry about it. But this colour, it's just so summer ready. I love the shine it has to the finish. The bullet, very pretty with that embossing on. Absolutely gorgeous. I said before, it's really annoying that this cap won't go on if it's not the right way around. It's is annoying because I'm like there every time, like, how is it? Why won't it go on? I love the shade. I will say I don't find these especially special. So it's a nice formula. I love the shade I picked up. I will definitely wear and use this, but for a sort of luxury lipstick, like I find the Bond number 9, for example, that are crazy expensive. The Louboutin gloss that I've got, the Jimmy Choo lipstick that I have, they are so special. The formula, not just the packaging, but the formula is like mind-blowing of those lipsticks. I love them all, and you can really see a difference between those lipsticks and some of the more affordable ones I have. This one is very much a standard lipstick. It's nice, but I will say if you have a lot of orange bright lips, it's not going to blow your mind, I don't think. I think you could, it's an easy pass, is what I'm saying to you. Now, another product that I picked up in my Love the Sales haul, and you guys were desperate to know my thoughts, being the powder hater, the powder rejecter that I am, the Sisley powder. This is the Sisley loose powder. I picked up the shade Irisé, and a lot of you guys were intrigued to see how I got on with this one. I love this powder. This has definitely trumped my La Mer loose powder as my like favorite all over setting powder. As I always say to you guys, I don't use a lot of loose setting powder. I have a normal skin type. I don't need to set my foundation to control oil, and therefore I don't. And you know also that I like a lot of glow. I like glowy foundations. I like glowy, luminous, dewy skin. So I've always just found powder just takes all of that away, or a lot of it away, and I'm not here for that. I want to keep the glow. This one, more than any other powder I've used as far as a setting powder, sets my foundation, but keeps all of the luminosity and the glow. And I actually used this on top of, I think it was the Fenty foundation, the Eavesdrop, that I'm not that wowed with, and it just made it doubly as good. It looked beautiful with this over the top. It just gave it more luminosity that I was looking for and added just a gorgeous finish to the skin that wasn't there without this. I really enjoy this. Yeah, definitely my favorite loose powder to date. Next up, an eyeshadow palette that I have really enjoyed this month, and it's the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. I will say this is not a necessity if you have a lot of Natasha Denona. Everyone's said it and I agree. If you take these out and you have Bronze or Sunrise, or you have one of her larger palettes, or you have Tropic, or even if you just have a lot of her 5 pans, her mini palettes, you will have everything that's in here. These shades, again, if you've got Metropolis, if you've got Circa Loco, then you have these shades covered. So it's definitely not, for someone who's got a lot of Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, it's definitely not offering you a lot that you don't already have times 3, 4, 5. But if you're looking for your first Natasha Denona palette, or you don't have any of those palettes, maybe you only have Bieber or something like that, this is such a lovely palette, a very versatile palette. It gives you that easy, do you want to go warm, do you want to go cool, do you want to use some colour? The combinations are very easy to use. I feel like Natasha generally nails her colour stories so that you know what combos to go for, and it's so easy. I feel like it's perfect for summer. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette, beautiful colour story. The formulas in here are all absolutely spot on, and I'm really enjoying it. It's absolutely a treat to play with. Again, I just love these shades as well. I live for them. I love a good green. What can I say? Next up, the Nars Tinted Moisturiser. This is not a new formula. This is the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturiser, but they did add a lot more shades, so that's why you're seeing it everywhere again. Lots of people are like confused because I've been using this for years and suddenly people are reviewing it, but it's just because they extended the shade range. I've been using the shade Sydney. They sent me 3 shades. At the moment, I'm kind of in the middle shade, which is Sydney, and this is lovely. It's just, I like a tinted moisturiser that's actually what it claims to be. It's a tinted moisturiser. It's moisturising, hydrating, fresh and natural looking. It's got a light coverage. You're not really going to get any more than that. It looks beautiful and very natural and minimal on the skin, and it just covers everything I want it to for an easy no makeup day, or just a very natural day with not a lot else going on. It's a lovely one. It's got SPF 30. This shade is ideal for me, and yeah, I've been really enjoying this one. Wears really beautifully as well. In a couple of days I actually used the tinted moisturiser with the Sisley powder over the top, and it just wears beautifully, and that kind of gives it a more finished, polished look as well if you set it. But it's a lovely, if you're looking for a tinted moisturiser, it's just easy and it does what it says on the tin. That's a great one. So that was gifted to me, but I purchased this myself. This is the Nars bronzing cream. I picked up the shade Casino because I had seen a few reviews, and actually I was gifted the Laguna bronzer, the powder version, and that one is much too light for me, so I decided to go for Casino. There are only 2 shades, and I believe this is limited edition as well, which is strange because you generally wouldn't see bronzers be limited edition. You can see there, this is not as cool. This is much cooler than Laguna. If you prefer a warmer bronzer, you have lighter skin, definitely go for Laguna, but that was not going to bronze me. This one is a bit more up my street, and I kind of use this as a contour. I am not a big cream product fan, you guys know this, I'm sure, but this is lovely. I find this very easy to apply. It is very pigmented. Fair warning, okay, very pigmented. I will just stamp it on with my foundation brush where I would contour, and then I'll just blend it in with my sponge. I think that's the best way generally with this type of product. It's got such a punch when it comes to pigment, but it blends beautifully. I love the undertone, and it wears very nicely as well. Cream bronzer slash contour is probably the only cream slash liquid product I fully get involved with. I don't like cream blushes, for example. Cream highlights I could definitely take or leave. Cream bronzers I can get on board with some of the time, and this is a really nice one. Very natural, long wearing, lasts all day for me, and it's just easy to apply, especially if you use your foundation brush. But be careful because the pigment is not lacking, I will say that. Again, I applied that and used that in my get ready with me that I had a week or so, I forget, but it's there if you want to see me using it in live action theatre. So next up, not a new product, but new to me product, is the McGrath Subversive palette. I feel like I've really taken my time to talk to you guys about this, and I can only apologise. I'm so sorry about it. So I picked this up in her sale. I got this for like £3, roughly. It was, I think, 30% off in the sale, okay? So it was a bargain as far as I'm concerned. It was probably the only Mothership palette that I don't own that I've had my beady eye on for a while. The others, so I have now 1, 3, 5, 7 and 8. Those are the Motherships I own. The other ones that I don't have, so what is that, 2, 4, 6. Have I got something against even numbers? That's strange. 2, 4, 6 I don't have. Intriguing. So those ones I look at and the colour story doesn't jump out at me. I don't feel like I need them. This one I've had my eye on for a while, and I feel like it does things that I don't have in my Mothership collection. So these blues and this like greeny gold, this super deep matte, I didn't have that from McGrath, so that's why this one kind of jumped out at me. It is stunning. I feel like this is the most diverse palette that I have from McGrath. I feel like a lot of her others are, they follow like a colour story. So, you know, both of the Divine Rose palettes, one is kind of very muted rose, the other is bright rose, pinks, that kind of tones, and then, you know, one is very cool and runs very blue. This one is got a lot going on in here. There's a lot of different colours. You've got pinks, you've got purples, you've got blues, you've got greeny golds, you've got like these minky tones, as well as all of the kind of transition-y shades that you could possibly need, and a gorgeous, stunning topper. I think this is just a very flexible palette. Again, I feel like all of her palettes, these Motherships, are much more flexible than they might look as far as whether you can go muted or full on punchy colour, and this one just gives me much more range as far as colour story, and I'm really enjoying playing with it. This blue I live and breathe for, and this pink with this topper over the top, chef's kiss. Of course, who wasn't going to love a Pat McGrath mothership? Come on. Another palette which I'm really enjoying playing with and getting to know, my first Tom Ford quad, my first Tom Ford palette, and that happens every time. Let's just take the brushes out and learn our lessons. So this is Daydream. I picked this up after Morgan Turner's ranking of her Tom Ford quads, because I've watched 58 of those ranking videos trying to decide which Tom Ford quad should be my first. And this, I just feel this colour story, it's literally the colour of my top. I've just realised. We're living in the twilight zone today. I don't know what's going on. Weird things are happening. But yes, this is my colours. I love these smoky, grey, lilac-y, purpley things. I love it. Can't get enough. And it's quite a unique colour story, really. I don't have anything that's kind of in this family, and it's definitely a colour story that is great for blue eyes. It really makes my blue eyes pop right out of their sockets. Painful. But it's definitely one that is taken me some getting used to. It's not a formula I'm used to. It's definitely different from a Natasha Denona, a Pat McGrath. It definitely doesn't have the opacity of some of those other brands that I'm used to. So it's definitely got, I keep saying definitely, I'm so sorry. Don't drink every time I say definitely. We'll have problems. But it's certainly different to what I'm used to. It's more sheer. They need more building up to get the impact that I'm looking for. But the colour story, you just can't argue with it. It's delightful and very unique. And these shimmers, oh, picked up a chunk there, sorry about that, are a delight and a joy. They're gorgeous, icy. I literally can't get over the fact that that is the exact colour of my top, and I'm apparently psychic. But I just find the overall colour story to be so beautiful. They are all shimmers. This sort of richer, more classic purple shade is a hair down, as is actually the rich kind of navy blue shade. These are kind of satins, I guess, and these are punchy shimmers. But these together it's gorgeous. The effect and the look is absolutely beautiful. I think I was kind of slightly disappointed at first, just because I was expecting more pigment, I think. I was unfairly expecting like the pigment of mattes is what I'm going for, because this is a quad that doesn't have any mattes in there. I just thought, I didn't know what I was expecting. But once I got used to it and started playing with the combos, it's so pretty and unique. Also, I must mention, I got this from the Cosmetics Company, so it was like half price. I've lost the price tag now, but it was a lot of money off. People always ask me which one I go to, and I don't really like to share information about my location and places that I go for obvious reasons, but they are everywhere and they all have the same stuff. You can look on Google and you can see where your nearest one is, and they have them in the US as well, and of course the US ones are much better than ours and have even more things. So yeah, definitely check out, because I couldn't find this anywhere. It's like sold out and gone, but there was lots in my Cosmetic Company store, so hop on down to your nearest one if there's one near you and see what's in store. Literally, what is in the store. Now, a lip liner, which is kind of a boring thing to talk about, but this is the lip liner. This is Charlotte Tilbury's, what's she called? Iconic Nude. Should have known. So I picked this liner up because everybody says that this is like the nude liner. It's the nude to end all nudes of liners. If you know what I'm saying. No one does, don't worry. Not even me. And it's so true. I whacked this on today, and then I followed up with Pat McGrath's She's Heaven, and then a bit of Natasha Denona gloss over the top. The fact is, this is my perfect nude lip liner. I need to use liners more often. I just think it really helps me, because I'm definitely losing the definition of my lip line, and using a liner, it just helps me have a smoother shape to my lips and makes them more even, and it gives me a canvas to work on when I'm applying lipstick. But this is just, it goes with every single nude I have in my collection. If you're around my skin tone and you don't know where to start with lip liners, or you just want one that's going to work with all of them, this is your girl. She's perfect, and I should have listened and picked her up sooner, because it's true, it just is the only one you need. And last but not least, this little number from Nars. Let me open, it's very tricky to open. This is the Summer Solstice eyeshadow palette. This was gifted to me. This popped through my door earlier this week. And oh, this packaging. I mean, no one does packaging like Nars. I just live for it. I like that they change it as well, but it's still insane every time. This, I mean, it's so pretty and beautiful. I'm really not familiar with Nars's eyeshadow formula, so I've given this a few good tries now, and it's a lovely formula. It's so easy and soft. It's not like going to give you Pat McGrath, you know, mind-blowing shimmer. It's much softer and muted. Think more like Viseart, that type of a level of shimmer and impact. It's the easiest go-to sort of summer palette. A lot of you guys have been asking me. It's obviously very dupeable. If you have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, you definitely don't need this. You've definitely got 100 of this warm colour story with some pink in there. You definitely have this. But if you don't have a lot of eyeshadow, if you're a beginner, if you're new to makeup, if you're just looking for something really simple, straightforward, not too big, this is a really lovely, very comprehensive palette. It's got your couple of transition shades. It's got really lovely, gorgeous shimmers. This shade is almost like a topper, and it just gives an extra bit of sparkle. But these shimmers are really lovely. Gorgeous. You can see how it's like perfect summer shades. You've got some lovely pinks in there as well, very vibrant and just really easy to use. I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever, and it just gives you really super soft, easy go-to summer ready muted looks. It's really unfrightening. If you are afraid of colour, if you're new to eyeshadow and you don't have a lot of it, this is going to give you everything you need in a smaller, beautiful package. So there you have it. Those are my favourites for the month of May. My next favourites video will be my mid-year, my half-yearly favourites, because we're in June, we're at the halfway mark of the year. So I'll be doing my so far this year favourites and seeing what has made it to the halfway mark still a favourite from this year. Intriguing. Can't wait to get on with that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.